bacon.
Hi Baconians, welcome back to my channel. It's Reverse BLT here, and we're about to watch Loki episode 3. Just got done watching episode 2, which was a real doozy. Introduced Lady Loki as apparently our main antagonist, the evil variant that's running around, who in a stunning stroke released a whole shit ton of reset charges across the sacred timeline, essentially destroying it, or sending it careening into tons of branches that are probably not going to be able to be brought back under control. So, Master Stroke just put the king in check, I think. It'll be interesting to see whether the Time Variance Authority's massive response that we saw at the end of the episode were literally all hands on deck. Even the judges grabbing their pruning wands and jumping into the time stream to try to fix whatever's going on. It'll be interesting to see if they have a snowball's chance in hell of fixing what Lady Loki just unleashed. We saw our Loki jump through the portal that was opened by Lady Loki and left deliberately open long enough for him to follow her.
Are you sure about that?
Obviously, now that means that Mobius and the rest of the TVA agents that were with him think that they've been betrayed by Loki, which may be true because, you know, who knows what he's up to right now. And I'm curious to see what Lady Loki is going to want to talk to Loki about. Also, we found out that Lady Loki now has the knowledge to be able to get to the timekeepers, which is interesting because that implies that Loki has a fighting chance of actually harming the timekeepers if she can get to them, which is interesting in and of itself. I'm curious to see how that plays out as well. Not really a whole lot more to talk about from the last episode. Obviously, I enjoyed the buddy cop dynamic between Mobius and Loki. I hope we get to see more of that. Probably won't get to see much more of it in this episode, I'm assuming, since I'm guessing this is going to be primarily about our Loki coming to terms with Lady Loki and maybe having some sort of meeting of the minds or just more exploration of what makes the overall archetype work within these stories. And then, of course, seeing what chaos was just unleashed along the sacred timeline. I'm excited to get into it. Why don't you guys come with?
What do you want?
Seriously, how the hell was that guy able to fight Loki on even terms? Enchanted or not, he's still just a human. We're pretty strong, but we're not as Guardian strong. All right. Probably won't get to play any of this because of copyright. It's a funky little piece of music they got playing over the logo right now.
Why do you hate this place?
I don't hate it, I fear it.
Interesting. So this is how Lady Loki got into her head.
You know what brain freeze is, don't you?
Here we go.
It's when you sip something so cold, it permeates the roof of your mouth and freezes the synapses in your brain, so your memories are literally frozen in place.
100% not true,
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
but that's okay.
How many people are guarding the timekeepers?
Sorry, what?
Now this is some deep mind control.
How do I find the elevators?
They're gold.
Still feels a bit more like an enchantress thing, you know? I'm wondering if the show's trying to bamboozle us. Air up for battle, I assume. Whoa. No, Lady Loki can definitely fight. Damn. I hate to say it, our Loki, but I think this one really might actually be the best version of you.
A few questions.
Have you really got nothing else better to do?
Rude.
Hey! Come any closer and I'll kill him.
Go for it.
When did he get that?
Pay attention.
Oh, he pickpocketed her. Of course.
Goodbye, variant.
Convenient low charge is convenient.
Just give it back to me. You don't even know how to recharge it.
Of course I do. Not the only tech savvy Loki.
Don't ever call me that.
Tech savvy?
No, a Loki.
Interesting. So she hates being called a Loki. I'm thinking this is Enchantress then. I kind of hope it is Enchantress because she's someone that I've been really hoping to see in the MCU. She's a very interesting character. Trained by Loki, if I remember correctly, in the comics. So it might explain why she doesn't like being called Loki. Oh, she's going to try to read him, huh?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
You're trying to enchant me. It won't work.
I'm Sylvie now.
Oh, you changed your name. Brilliant.
It's called an alias.
It's not very Loki-like.
Yeah? What exactly makes a Loki a Loki?
Okay.
Independence, authority, style.
So naturally you went to work for the boring, oppressive time police.
I don't work for them. I'm a consultant.
You don't know what you want.
This looks like the town you start out in Borderlands.
Brute force is no substitute for diplomacy and guile.
Noted.
Good thing you're an Asgardian.
Sorry about that.
Don't be. I enjoyed it.
Oh, I did too.
Is that Diane Lane?
Hello, dear.
Wait, how'd you know what his voice was like?
It's been a long time. You're as beautiful as I was.
Yeah. Diplomacy and guile is better, but that was taking it too far.
We just want to ask you a question. Where is everyone?
Put the sword away.
The evacuation vessel.
Something like that would have enough juice to repower the Tempad.
Is this the town in Borderlands? Getting some heavy Borderlands vibes here. I mean, there's enough stuff that's different that I know it's not, but man, it's like someone's doing a little homage.
We can't fight our way onto that train.
Who said anything about fighting?
Yeah.
All your plans involve fighting.
Take on the form of the
There's
guards.
an enchanted guard, have him lead us through the crowd, and if anyone gives us any trouble...
Make him start shooting? We're doing this one my way.
Nobody saw that?
Follow my lead.
I would have given anything to see him do a version of Get Help.
Taking this one to Sharu.
Okay. And the tickets?
Orders come from the top to get her on this train.
Sir, this...
Yeah, some enchantment might be
Everything
necessary.
okay? Yeah, everything's fine.
Good evening, passengers. Hi.
Well, this is very realistic. In any apocalypse scenario, it would be all the rich assholes saved first.
FYI, that wasn't even a plan.
Oh, really?
Plans have multiple steps. Dressing as a guard and getting on a train is just doing a thing.
That is a plan.
Oh, you're a bit tired. Feel free to, get some rest.
Just feeling a bit like Kid Loki, even though it looks like Lady
I
Loki.
can't sleep around untrustworthy people.
Oh, right. That me.
But you feel free to take a nap.
Nice try.
What was up with the bartender just now?
What was she like?
She was, a queen of Asgard. She was good. Purely decent.
Are you sure she was your mother?
No, she's not, actually. I was adopted. Is that a bit of a spoiler for you? Sorry about that.
No, I knew I was adopted.
What? They told you?
Yeah. Did they not tell you?
No. I mean, they did eventually. So, tell me about your mother.
I barely remember her. Just blips of a dream at this point.
It's really neat seeing the differences between them.
When I was young, she'd do these little bits of magic for me. And it all seemed impossible. But she told me that one day I'd be able to do it too, because I could do anything. You want to see?
Nobody's noticing this?
She was the kind of person you want to believe in you.
Sounds like she does.
Did.
Well, she did. Where'd you learn to do the, you know, the...
I taught
whatever it is?
myself.
You taught yourself that magic?
Yeah, I did.
What, did you just go into their minds and project some sort of illusion?
Really, it'd be easier if I just
Enchanted me and make you give you the 10 so you can leap out of a moving train. No, thank you.
Well, then don't ask. No, I'm good, thanks.
Oh, I'll take hers. Thank you.
I don't know. There might be something in that.
Is there a lucky bow waiting for you at the end of this crusade?
Yeah, there is actually.
Oh.
Managed to maintain quite a serious long-distance relationship with a postman whilst running across time from one apocalypse to another.
And with charm like that, who could resist you?
Well, people are quite willing in the face of certain doom.
Wait, is she not joking?
Keep me going.
She's not joking.
How about you?
Holy shit.
You're a prince.
I thought she was fucking with him.
Would-be princesses? Or perhaps another prince?
A bit of both. I suspect the same as you. But nothing ever...
Real. Love is mischief, then.
No. Love is... something I might have to have another drink to think about.
Our Loki is very much a Norse god sometimes. Uh-oh. Which reminds me of some of the stories from the Eddas of Loki, like just randomly charming entire parties of people. He'd always screw up in the end, though, and they'd have to fight their way out or something, though.
Come to Sylvie, everybody! Another!
Nice callback to Thor. I like this drink. Another.
I think something's happening.
Yes. That planet is about to crash into us.
Don't be an arse. I saw some people looking at you weirdly.
What?
How is he this drunk? Can he not hold his liquor like other Asgardians?
I thought of an answer.
To what?
Your question. Love is a dagger. It's a weapon to be wielded far away or up close. You can see yourself in it. It's beautiful until it makes you bleed. But ultimately, when you reach for it,
It isn't real. Love is an imaginary dagger.
it doesn't make sense, does it?
No, terrible metaphor.
Man, love in and of itself often doesn't make sense.
Can I see your tickets?
You again? Tickets? Yes, of
Just
course.
conjure tickets.
Oops.
Okay. No, we don't need to kill him. You're very drunk. I don't know if this is a good idea.
Awful throw.
Well, that's not ideal.
Give me the 10 pounds.
All right.
Why is it broken?
Quite the tumble.
Well, that's definitely common between them. Little telekinetic outbursts. I didn't think things that he had sent away could be broken while they were away.
You know, I feel like I've told you so much about me. I really don't know the first thing about you.
Thanks for the tactical advantage.
So you're going to use that tactical advantage to kill me when the TVA shows up.
Worried, are you?
I just need to know if I can trust you.
Okay, fine. You want to know how enchantment works? I have to make physical contact and then grab hold of their mind. That young soldier from the TVA, her mind was messed up, everything clouded. I had to pull a memory from hundreds of years prior, before she even fought for them.
What? What did you say? Before she joined the TVA?
Yeah, she was just a regular person on Earth.
A regular person?
I've been wondering about that.
Margaritas.
I was told that everyone who works at the TVA was created by the Timekeepers.
That's ridiculous. They're all variants, just like us.
They don't know that.
I had been suspecting that. Because what better way to get people? There are going to be countless variants all the time.
Do we trust each other?
We do.
I know this corridor.
Good.
That exact corridor has showed up in a bunch of other stuff.
5 minutes until launch.
They're gonna let these people die.
Yeah, they sure are.
We have to get on that arc and make sure it takes off.
How?
We go round.
I don't understand why they can't use their illusion powers to make themselves invisible. And I guess it's too bad that he doesn't have access to his comic book power of flight. Why go around when you can go over? I wonder if Loki has a cooldown on those energy bursts. And that's why he doesn't use them all the time. Nice! We haven't seen that level of telekinesis out of him before. Why didn't he just move everybody out of the way? It's like watching Jedi fight, you know what I mean? It's just push everyone away or freeze everyone or something. You have the power. Oh. So that's why the Ark never made it off this planet. Wow. Wow. Oh, so they are going to do a different ending song each time. Well, all right. That was Loki episode 3, Lamentis. And they just keep upping the ante on this show. It was a heck of an ending right there. Found out why the timeline was not affected by their actions here. Would not have been affected by their actions here. The Ark was destroyed. So I had a lot of fun seeing them play with more magical abilities, or showing the natural extension of the magical abilities that these characters should have. I think it's interesting that Loki, the differences in their power sets, like what one learned versus what another learned. I'm going to stop calling the variant Loki Lady Loki, because seems pretty clear at this point that while she may indeed be a female Loki, that does not mean that she is specifically Lady Loki. Lady is in there for a reason. It doesn't refer to just the fact that she's a female, it refers to her position in her civilization. This variant Loki appears to have been raised pretty close to the bottom of the social structure of whatever civilization she was in. Presumably some version of Asgard, but definitely did not seem to be the princess of her civilization. I definitely want to learn more about her. It seems like she didn't grow up with her mother, or with a mother figure. So I'm curious about that. The blonde hair also indicates that the parentage may be slightly different, even though it is still that universe's version of Loki.
To describe her as blonde is inaccurate.
I'm wondering if that also helps to get into more of what her motivation is. You know, we now know that her basic plan was essentially just to bring everything down around the heads of the timekeepers and then try to, I guess, destroy them. But why? You know, I'm guessing at this point that it's got something to do with her timeline being reset, and she probably wants them back. I mean, I would assume that she had some sort of, I don't know, it seems that she may have had a closer relationship with her family than our Loki was able to have initially, at least with his. And having them be wiped out of existence like they literally never were, that would be expected to leave a scar. The most important revelation we had from this episode was that the members of the TVA, presumably all of them, are variants themselves. And this was something I wish I had said it on screen so that I could actually I have proof that I was thinking about it. But it is something I've been thinking about for a while. That it would be. I didn't think they all were. I actually did buy into Mobius's belief that they were created by the timekeepers, but I thought it was a mixture, basically. I didn't think that Loki was the first variant to be offered an opportunity to work with the TVA. I figured at least some significant portion of the people there had to have been variants. I didn't think that they had their memories and everything erased and been fed a lie. It's interesting that it would appear from what does she call herself? Sylvie. Let's just call her that. Sylvie was saying that they all appear to be variants who've had their memories changed to believe that they were always in the TVA and that they had no life before that. But of course, the memories are still there, which is why Sylvie's able to access them to use as an anchor point for when she's mind controlling someone who's actually got a strong will. So that was very interesting to see. Weird little niggle, I guess. It's not really important, but I did find it strange that Loki's the stuff that he sort of sent away into wherever he sends things when he's not using them was able to be destroyed while it was sent away. So, which implies that it's not really gone anywhere. It's just literally just on his body, but invisible, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me because that would imply that as long as you know where those things are, you should be able to just yoink them off his body, whether they're visible or not. So I don't really understand that particular aspect of his magic. It was really cool watching him stop the fall of that tower. That was easily the strongest demonstration of telekinesis we've gotten out of him, which was really cool. I'm hoping that that means we will actually get to see some flight at some point, because if he can do that, it should be child's play to, levitate something comparably much smaller and lighter, i.e. himself. Even though his guardians do weigh a lot more than humans because they're much denser than we are, but I mean, he should still only weigh probably about 500, 600 pounds at the most. So he should be able to, levitate himself. But, that's really not relevant to the overall story. I also did find it a little curious that Loki was able to get drunk. But then again, we didn't get to see how much he drank. I mean, presumably, as guardians are hard to get drunk off of Earth. Well, then again, also, this is not Earth. So I should also take that into account. We don't know how strong the liquor is of these people that they are shacking up with or, trying to evacuate with. They're presumably not human, so maybe their alcohol is closer to his guardian alcohol in strength. But that struck me as odd without an explanation, but probably it does come down to the fact that they're not humans. I was expecting us to get a little bit of what was going on with the TVA while this crisis is occurring, but I'm glad that we got this focus on the Lokis. I'm still curious to see why Sylvie doesn't like being called Loki. I wonder what that's all about. I'm going to assume that it's got something to do with maybe she crossed paths with a bunch of other variants and did not like the sort of common threads that she was seeing between them and doesn't want to be thought of as being like them. Maybe even symbolized by the fact that one of the horns on her crown or headdress is broken off. It might be sort of representative of that. I just love where this show is going. It's making some interesting choices story wise, of what it chooses to follow, what it chooses to let us know about. And it doesn't appear to be afraid to paint its protagonist into a corner and leave you with a cliffhanger, because, I'm definitely wondering how the hell was Loki or getting out of this. I mean, this planet is supposedly completely fated for destruction. There's no getting out of that, and the only ship that that offered any hope at all just got destroyed while it was sitting on the launching pad. So they're screwed, and I definitely want to see how on earth they get unscrewed. Kinky. Anyway, that's pretty much all I've got for this episode. Can't wait for the next one. Thanks so much for joining me for this continually interesting ride. If you like this video, please hit like. If you didn't like this video, hit dislike, but please tell me what you didn't like about it so that I can see whether I can address that. Either way, I'm glad you were here. Thanks for stopping by, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.